Today's topic of discussion is all about the second house. The natural second house is Taurus. Okay. The natural second house is Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign. The Trimurti associated with the Taurus is Lord Shiva because it is a fixed sign. So Taurus is all about the face, the foot, the speech, the mouth, eyes, and the cash balances and the assets. Right? So, like the first house is like Brahma, which is the mobile sign, is the creator. The second house is like Vishnu. I'm sorry, the second house is the Karaka for the second house is Vishnu, but actually the Trimurti associated with the second house is Rudra. Okay? So when we talk about the second house is house of sustenance. It is a fixed sign. So whatever money we are putting in the bank, it is fixed in nature. Okay, for the later use. Okay? There are some special lagnas which are called as Aruda Lagna. So whenever a planet is placed in second house from the Aruda Lagna, it is a yoga. Okay, it is yoga. But if there is any planet in the second house from the Upapada is nothing but it is the how successful is the marriage we can see. So any planet which is sitting in the second house from the Upapada Lagna, it talks about the sustenance of the marriage. The natural Karaka for the second house is Jupiter. So Jupiter sustains the native by giving money to the native. So if the planet like Jupiter is going and sitting in the second house in the Vrishabha Rashi, that person will become a multi-millionaire. But if the planet like Sun is going and sitting in the second house, even then a person will have good income, but he will become spendthrift. Okay. But if the planet like Venus, which is the lordship of the Taurus sign, the native also will become a multimillionaire. He will be blessed with lot of cars, jewelry, okay, which he leads a lavish life. But instead, if the Saturn is going and sitting in the second house, then the person will become a beggar. He has to beg. Okay, but the same Saturn is going and sitting in the Capricorn with Dhanush Lagna, the native will become a multimillionaire. Example, Dhirubhai Ambani. Okay, if Rahu is going and sitting in the second house, it will destroy the native because Rahu is a direct malefic to the Jupiter. Because Saturn is the significator of the 12th house, 6th house, and 8th house. If it is going and sitting in the second house, it will delay the food. That is, whenever you are trying to sit at the food, no, somebody will call you, or the food is delayed. Your wife is not able to make the food properly. Sometimes the food becomes poisonous. Okay, the food becomes poisonous. Okay, so we need to understand what are the planets going and sitting in the second house and what are the effect of that particular planet. If moon is going and sitting in the second house, which is exaltation sign, the native is blessed with lot of money. Okay. However, if Sun and Mars, as I told you, Mars going and sitting in the second house is not a good thing because native will have a harsh voice, okay, authoritative voice, because of which he will not able to make money. Okay, he will not able to impress people to get money. However, Mercury going and sitting in the second house will ensure that the native will earn money through oratory skills. Okay. Venus sitting in the second house is the Dhana Yoga. Jupiter aspecting the second house by Grahadrishti will destroy all evils. Okay. Will destroy all the evils. If planets like Rahu, Saturn or Ketu are sitting in the second house, the native will ensure that he will destroy his own wealth. Now, placement of the second lord in the first house will make the native tight-fisted, because of which his family will suffer. That means if the second lord is going and sitting in the fourth house, the family will suffer because of the native. Why? Because native is so tight-fisted or so problematic that he will not be able to spend money for his own family. The family will become against the native. If the second house is in the eighth house, suppose if the eighth lord is going and sitting in the second house, then the native with some sort of inheritance. That eighth house is what? Eighth house is the house of inheritance. Okay. If the lord is going and sitting in the second house, or eighth lord going and sitting in the second house, the native will use some tactics in such a way that he will get money. That means he will not work hard. Okay, he will not work hard. Probability is that he may take some loans, use it. Okay, again take loans from somebody else and use it. This will happen with the sixth house also. Okay, if the moon is rising, that is, moon is becoming very bright, the native's wealth will increase. If the moon is going dark, the native's wealth is going down. Okay, if the 12th lord is going and sitting in the second house, okay, the 12th lord is going and sitting in the second house, the native will become a spendthrift. Okay, and if the second lord is going and sitting in the sixth house, it will aspect the 12th house, and the native will lose money through his enemies. Okay, Aruda Pada of second house is very important to understand from where the money is going to come. Okay, if the Aruda Pada of the second house, that is we call it A2, if the Aruda Pada of the second house is in 6th, 8th and 12th from the Aruda Lagna, then the native's family will go against him. Why I'm talking about A2? I'm only saying that A2 is money, but here A2 is also family. It's an extended family. Okay. So if the A2 is in the 12th house, 6th house, or 8th house from the Aruda Lagna, because Aruda Lagna is the image what we carry in the society. If it is in 6, 8, and 12 from the A2, or A2 is placed in the 12th house from the Aruda Lagna, or 6th house from Aruda Lagna, or 8th house from the Aruda Lagna, then the family will suffer. The family will become a enemy to the native. If the A2 is placed in the 11th house from the Aruda Lagna, then the family will be gaining from the native. Wealth will come from such places where the Aruda Padas are placed in the second house. Let us suppose A3 is going and sitting in the second house. Let us suppose that. Then the native will take some initiatives to earn money. The native's younger siblings will help the native to earn money. Okay. If A4 is sitting in the second house, then it is from the mother, it is from the properties, it is from the vehicles. If A9 is rising, okay, it is from the foreign country, it is from the father or fatherly type of people. Okay, that is how we have to see. If A11 is going and sitting in the second house, then it is from the friends. Okay, friends, uncles, and all those people. Mercury going and sitting in the second house also will denote the same thing. Okay, let us see the sources of wealth. First house, self-employment or business. Second house, inheritance, restaurants, food items. Third house, co-bonds, newspapers, okay, travel. Fourth house, mother, land, real estate, agricultural activities, vehicles, mines, treasures. Fifth house, politics, power and authority, becoming a priest, okay, counseling and all this. Sixth house, service, police, armed forces, loans, okay. Even through theft also you can get the money. Seventh house, partners, business, international dealings, trade, public dealings, contracts, okay, all these things. Eighth house, inheritance, insurance, dowry, provident fund, okay, provident fund like that. Lottery, sudden gains, activities which are related to providing material to the dead body, all this stuff. Ninth house, property, father, higher studies, teacher, becoming a judiciary, foreign matters, getting in touch with government and doing work for them. Tenth house, it's self-occupation, uh, government service. 11th house, as I told you, friends, entertainment, social service, and dealing with finance, like chit funds and all that stuff. 12th house, expenditure, foreign trade, import and export, working with jails, during charity, okay, and dealing with psychological activities, right? So they also say that the second Lord Mercury in the 12th house will have a Daridra Yoga because 12th house is always a house of poverty. But if the Varna, the Lagna, is in the second house, so I will tell you a lot of special Lagnas. Sri Lagna, Upapada Lagna, Hora Lagna, Gatika Lagna, Varnada Lagna. These are all Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi, Eskil. Okay, these are all the special Lagnas. In that, the Varnada Lagna is very important. Varna means professions. If the Varnada Lagna is going and sitting in the second house, it enhances the wealth of the native. The Daridra Yoga will become Dhana Yoga. Okay. So in this way, we have to understand the second house. If let us suppose the Hora Lagna, which is also a special Lagna and connected to the money point, is placed in the Taurus sign and it is conjoining the luminary, that is sun and exalted moon. Okay. Then also the native will earn money through politics. Example chart is the example chart is of the royal charts. In that we have Krishna Raja Vadiyar. Okay, Krishna Raja Vadiyar is a famous person who earned money through the kings. So in this way, we have to understand this particular aspect of the second house. Now we find that Dhana Yoga and Raja Yoga is also connected to wealth. Okay, Dhana Yoga and Raja Yoga is also connected to the wealth. Like for example, the 11th house in the second house, second lord in the second house, fifth lord in the second house, ninth lord in the second house, okay, fourth lord in the second house, okay. But the money will come from a different areas. As I told you earlier, fourth lord in the second house through the mother, properties, vehicles, okay. Eighth lord in the second house, inheritance, dowry, all these things. Or Second lord in the eighth house. Second lord in the eighth house will have a different activity when compared to the eighth lord in the second house. Okay. Eighth lord in the second house is better compared to the second lord in the eighth house. Second lord in the eighth house gives Daridra Yoga because the money is lost. But eighth lord in the second house will give me inheritance. Okay? Will give me inheritance. Eighth lord in the eighth house also can give inheritance. Of course, when I'm talking about the eighth house, I will get back to you. So let us see this. Let us see some. I will take my own chart. Okay. Where is the second house? Second lord is Mercury going and sitting in the 11th house. Okay. There is no problem with respect to my money. No, there's no problem. Huh. Now moon is also associated with the 11th house. That means I have to spend some money. I have to spend some money because 12th house is also about spending. So I have to spend money. Okay. My Mercury is becoming my Atma Karaka, sitting in Punarvasu Nakshatra in the second pada. Okay. Now, which planet is aspecting my second house? You see here. You see here, Saturn is aspecting. Saturn is aspecting my second house. So what is the problem here? As I told you, planet like Saturn sitting in the second house will make the native a beggar. But here Saturn is not sitting here, but rather Saturn is aspecting it. It has got some interest in the second house. So as I told you, second house of the food also. Okay. Second house is house of the eyes also. Right? It may not be the natural second house, like Jupiter, like Vrishabh Rashi, but it is a second house. It is a sixth house also, but it's a natural sixth house. Okay. So Saturn aspecting the natural sixth house and also the second house from the Lagna denotes that the native will have food very late. And of course, I have my food very late. Sometimes I may not have food also. Second house is also about bank balances. I do not have bank balances. The money will come and go. Jupiter is having Argala on my second house from the 12th house. You, sorry, it is a Virodha Argala. Jupiter is having a Virodha Argala on my second house. Okay? It is having a Virodha Argala. What is Virodha Argala? Obstruction. But this is a good obstruction. What should I do for that? I have to enhance my second house. How do I do that? I can do prayers and give prasad to the god. Okay? Mercury, Ganesha, or Vishnu, or wear a stone associated with the second house. This is only applicable if there is no planet in the second house and the second house is having a argala of any other planets. Okay, please go back to my videos about the argalas. You will understand it. Okay. Now, where is A2? A2. Here you see A2. Order path of second house. My first daughter will give me money whenever asked. What is fifth house? Fifth house is the house of first daughter, first child, right? First child is house fifth house. Second child is seventh house. Third child is ninth house. Fourth child is 11th house, like that. Mandu Kajam. Okay. So here, if you see my second house, A2 order, the reflection of the second house is having in the where? In the Dhanush Rashi in the fifth house. So from where should I get? I should get from the government. Even my Saturn is aspecting my second house by Drishti, Graha Drishti. Sun, Moon, and Mercury is also aspecting my A2 by Graha Drishti. So what is Saturn? Saturn is inheritance. Okay. So I'm getting an inheritance. I'm getting a provident fund because of my wife. Okay. Mercury is retrograde, so I have not get any money from my friends. My mother used to give, my father used to give. Okay. So in that way, and I do lot of prayers, mantras, because of mantras also, blessings of the gods, I get my money. Where is the Hora Lagna? It is sitting with Mars and Ketu. Built up property. I get money. I have rents. I get rents, and that is how I'm surviving. Okay. Next, let us see this. This is Daridra Yoga. Where now this is a Kala Sarpa dosha. Okay, Kala Sarpa dosha. Where is A2? Let us see. A2 is going and sitting in the 10th house. The native works. The native is working. Okay, the native is working. Here, if you see Mercury, my Atma Karaka is going and sitting in a 10th house. There is some connection here. I help this native in the matters of money. What is Sun? Sun is the representation of Father. Father will also give money to the native for a sustenance. What is Venus? Venus. Venus is associated woman. This lady has woman friends who help her in times of need. Okay? See here, most of the time her father will give her money. Venus Pitrukaraka with A2. A8 is also there, that is different thing, but A2. Why I told you A8? What is A8? A8 is all about money which is not earned, inheritance. So if anybody is giving money to her and she is not working and giving money to her, it is an inheritance only. No, it is like, doing them, she is taking dance from somebody else. Saturn is becoming Darakaraka. Dara means spouse, Dara means money. It is very weak. Husband is not working. Okay? Husband is not working. Where is Hora Lagna? Hora Lagna is here sitting with Rahu. Hora Lagna and Sri Lagna, but it is sitting in the fourth house. It is not a good thing. It is not a good thing. Sitting in Hasta Nakshatra, Lord of the Hasta Nakshatra, second Lord in the 12th house. As I told you, second Lord, lot of, lots of, problems with her finances. Lots of problem. Entire Moon Dasha, she had lot of troubles. Entire Moon Dasha. Now she is running Mars Dasha. Okay? And Mars is the Lord of the sixth house going and sitting in the Lagna. Loans, friends, okay? All these things. Let us see another chart. This one we will see. Where is the second Lord? Again, like the previous chart, you see here, 12th house. Sorry. Second Lord, Sun is going and sitting with Jupiter, the sixth Lord. But sixth Lord going and sitting in the Jupiter is Maranakaraka, death-like situation, not a good placement, very bad for the native. Okay, very bad for the native. Maranakaraka means death-like situation. Sixth house, servants, enemies, loans, Maranakaraka. Okay, next, fifth Lord in the 12th house, she lost in shares. What is the Dasha going in? I will use Utpannatara Dasha. I will not use Vimshottari. I will use Utpannatara, Mercury. Mercury Dasha. Where is Mercury going and sitting? Here. Okay. Mercury is aspecting her 10th house. So she has to work and she's working. She is working. think very recently she got in Venus Antardasha. What is Venus doing here? It is the fifth lord, fifth house, 11th lord in the fifth house. So 120% she has to get money. What is fifth house? It is a change in her life. Okay? Change in her life. And she's earning a good amount of money she's earning. Okay? Where is A2? Arudapada of second house. It is going and sitting in the Tula Rashi. Who is the dispositor? Venus. And Venus is going and sitting in the fifth house. So during Antardasha Venus, she got a job. Now, let us take another chart. Okay? Now I'm not going to use Utpanadara Dasha. I'm going to use Janmatara, which is moon. Okay? Where is A2? Here. A2 is here. It is sitting in the fifth house. Okay? And Mercury exalted. Very excellent position. Okay? This lady is working as an analyst. She is working as an analyst. What is Mercury doing? Sitting in Hasta Nakshatra. Who is the lord of Hasta Nakshatra? It is Moon, and Moon is the lord of the third house, which is Gatika Lagna. Okay, power and authority. Who is the Dharakaraka? Where is Dharakaraka placed? It is debilitated here. It is a fourth lord going in, sitting in the sixth house, debilitated. Okay, Sun is debilitated. No happiness from mother. Okay, sitting in Swati Nakshatra. So she has to work in a foreign company, and she's working in a foreign company as a data analyst. Understood? She can do business A7, A2, family resources, properties, okay? All these things, okay? All these things she'll get money. Now, another chart. Second Lord Mercury, you see here, dispositor is exalted, the native is earning money, but she is very tight-fisted. I told you, second Lord in Lagna, tight-fisted, okay? And you also see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemies. Sixth lord of enmity is going and sitting in the second house. She was duped by her friends, enemies, friends. Mercury, I told you, is friends, right? So she's been duped. You see here? Where is A2 rising? In the 12th house. No family support. No family support. And where is the dispositor? Going and sitting in the 8th house and retrograde. Sorry. No, nothing. No aunts, no uncles, no father, no mother, no brothers, nothing. Nothing. Okay? A2 Lord going and sitting in the 8th house from the natal Lagna. Jupiter is Matrukaraka, no mother at all. Mother is dead because of cancer. Moon, Rahu and Moon conjunction. That is what it is. Okay. So in this way, you can understand the placement of the second lord in other places about Hora Lagna, Aruda Lagna, Upapada Lagna, Gatika Lagna, Sri Lakshmi, Lakshmi Lagna, and all these things. So before going, I would request you to kindly subscribe to my channel. My subscription is very less. Kindly subscribe. I will bring more and more such videos each and every house. And also please like and subscribe and share my channel. Thank you very much for watching all my videos. Jai Hind and Bharat Mata ki Jai.